So in this lesson we're going to look at how to play a 3-finger C chord and how to practice getting our notes to ring nice and clearly. So the first stage of learning any new chord is to learn the shape. Okay, so let's take a look at the shape. So building on from level 1, we have our first finger on the first fret of the second string, or the B string, and we would play the first 3 notes. The string 3, string 2, string 1. And when we strum those 3 strings together, we can hear each note ringing clearly. Okay? Okay. If we have something like this happening, which is happening on my first string, my top E string, it means that this first finger is rolling over and touching that first string. So the first thing to do is to make sure we have our finger playing on the fingertip, okay, and that the finger is coming in directly or straight to the fretboard, okay. And what we want to do is get our first 3 notes ringing clearly like that, okay. The next position is we're going to take our second finger and put that here on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, or the D string. And that note sounds like this. Okay? So then we're going to work on making the next 4 strings, strings 4, 3, 2, and 1 ring clearly. Okay? Now, the first time you start doing this, transitioning from this chord to the 2-finger version, you could get things, some muted strings happening, okay? And this happens again because this new finger, the number 2 finger we're using, is lying down across the strings that we want to ring open, okay? So again, the thing to focus here is to get our fingers, both fingers here on the fingertips, okay? And that the fingers come in at pointing straight at the fretboard, not lying down, pointing straight in, okay? So our first thing is to get these 3 strings ringing clearly, and then work on getting this 2nd finger ringing clearly, okay? The other thing to note is you can see with my fingers, I'm pushing down in the fret. I'm not in the middle of the fret, I'm at the furthest end of the fret to the guitar with the metal fret wire here. And we want to be as close as we can to that without actually touching it, okay? That's the path of least resistance in terms of pushing down, and requires the least effort from the fingers to push down. So again, my first finger is pushing down close to the fret wire, my 2nd finger is pushing down close to the fret wire, okay? And we're going to practice getting on the fingertips and pointing our fingers directly straight into the fretboard, not lying down. Once you've got these 4 strings ringing clearly, okay, we're going to take our 3rd finger, okay, this guy here, and we're going to put it up here on the 3rd fret on the 5th string, or the A string. That's the note there. And here the whole process starts again. We want to again listen so we can get each string ringing clearly. But as we're putting more fingers down, what tends to happen is the fingers start to slope backwards and lie down again over the frets, or so lie down over the strings. So again, we've got to start now looking at each note, okay, working that the fingers are pushing down on the fingertips, the fingers are coming directly into the guitar, and that the fingers are pushing down as close to the fret wire but not actually touching it, okay? Now, in terms of my thumb position, which is on the back of the guitar, my thumb is somewhere in the middle of the guitar, okay, supporting. It's not at the top. If your thumb's ending up here, that's incorrect. And so you need to be, if you will, for the purpose of the video, the thumb needs to be at least hidden behind the fretboard if you were to look at it. Anywhere around the back, okay, is going to be good. But if it's starting to peep over the top, we want to bring it back down here, okay? That's how you build it up. We build it from here, the 1 finger, to the 2 finger, to the 3 finger. And the key is being on the fingertips, the finger coming in directly to the fretboard, okay? Being close to the fret wire, okay? and also the thumb being at the back of the neck, not on top, the back of the neck, giving extra support. So that's how we would learn a 3-finger C chord. And in fact, this process of putting our fingers on the fretboard, we can use for any new chord we're learning. First of all, take 1 or 2 fingers, push them down, and work the process exactly as described. So I hope that helps, and we can discuss more in the lessons. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.